Freddy Pharkas? You was asking about Freddy Pharkas? The man what saved Course Gold, only nobody knowed it was him? Why, just hop up here on old Whitland Willie's lap, and I'll tell you all about it. Ow, consarn it, a bit more to the right. That's got it. Sit right there. Oh, no, thank you. Now, if I remembers this right, it's been quite a few years. My brain's getting a mad rusty. Oh, that's right. It all started when Freddy went to open up the pharmacy one day, way back in the spring of 1888, as I recall.
Taking a serious look at yourself, you decide you like what you see. Why, it's Mrs. O'Hanahan and her darling little boy, Rocco. The last time they were in your shop, you only lost $17.39 in breakables. God willing, they won't be needing any prescriptions filled today. You are surprised to see Billy, the town handyman, boarding up the Dirty Sheet Hotel. Billy, the town handyman and jack of all trades, is boarding up yet another Course Gold business, the Dirty Sheet Hotel, the finest hostelry in all of eastern Madera County. Okay, so maybe it was only the best after that other hotel was shut down, but in its day, the Dirty Sheet was really something.
Say, Billy, when did the old Dirty Sheet fold?
Oh, good morning, Mr. Pharkas. Why, just yesterday. It was a surprise to me, too. Nobody told me nothing about it until they gave me these boards.
Smithy the village blacksmith is a real hulk of humanity.
You know, Smithy, I've been wondering about that horse of yours. What happened?
Consarn neighborhood kids, you just can't leave anything outside at night anymore without 'em stripping it right down to the axles.
How's business, Smithy?
Flatter than cow plop, Pharkas. And you?
Actually, I'm doing okay. Not great, but I'm making it, in spite of this mild economic downturn we've been experiencing.
Bah, if I could find me a buyer, I'd unload this dump in a sec.
Apparently, most of the lower half of the horse is in a chop shop somewhere in Los Angeles by now. Why, it's Mrs. O'Hanahan and her daughter. Helen Back, proprietor of Mom's Cafe, is better known as Mom.
If she was my mom, I'd run away from home.
It's Hopalong Singh, Helen's faithful cook from the Far East. He used to work as a professional chef for a chain of Ponderosa restaurants.
Morning, Helen.
Freddy Pharkas, since when are we on a first-name basis? Only my closest friends may call me Helen. You and I are acquaintances, nothing more. Therefore, you should address me as Mom.
Land's sake, I'm sorry, Mom?
That's better. Now, what'd you want?
Well, when I remember, I'll let you know.
Honestly, some people. Hop Sing, have you put up those no-pest strips yet?
Sorry, Mom. They're on order.
Mom, did you know that the hotel's been shut down?
Of course I did. Where on earth have you been, Freddy Pharkas?
Any idea who did it or why?
Sheriff Shift and Phineas were there, talking about it being a fire hazard and something about there being back rent owed. But I'm no gossip, don't go by what I'm telling you.
Howdy, Hop. How's the restaurant business?
Pretty slow. Not much business. Seem like town closing up and blowing away.
You've noticed that too, have you?
Oh yes, first old abandoned mine, then assay office, then post office, then tall and thin shop, then theater, yesterday hotel. What next?
Well, I intend to get to the bottom of this.
Maybe hurry before Mom's next to go. Hop Sing not want to lose his job.
May I ask you a question, Hop Sing?
Oh, what's that?
Well, it's an inquiry, an interrogative sentence calling for an answer. Yeah, but that's not important right now. I'd like to know if you've got something against pronouns, contractions, and conjunctions. You use so few of them.
I can anytime I like. It's simply that Helen Back paid me handsomely to come and act like an authentic Chinese chef. Granted, nobody actually speaks like this, but she seems to think people speak like this. So hey, she cuts the checks, I just play along. That answer question?
Perfectly. Thanks.
This is a bottle of Mom's home-pressed apple cider. Mom is merciless to those poor apples. As she turns the press, she screams, "Die, you suckers, die!" Rumor has it that Helen Back keeps the heads of her 3 dead husbands somewhere behind the Melmac plates and dishes in that china cabinet. P&W corn. Firm, crisp kernels that look as good coming out as they do going in. It's an old empty can of P&W beans. The firm, crisp beans that smell as savory on the way out as they do on the way in.
Hey, Mom, would you mind if I took this empty can?
If you must, I suppose there's more where that came from. In fact, I insist you take it. Get it out of here. I'm sick of the sight of it. Score!
This sign says Chesterfield's Mercantile Company. It may indicate there's a store inside this building. That's I'm a Flirt, the lunchroom lady. Of course, since the schoolhouse only consists of one room, there's not much for Ima to do but waltz around town waiting for someone to build a cafeteria. Nice work if you can get it. The door swings open. From the back, you hear Chester's voice.
Help yourself. I'll be right out.
It's Whittlin' Willie. He's been here ever since you got to Coarse Gold, and he hasn't aged a day. He's always been about 140 years old. He spins a mean yarn, and somehow he always seems to know what people did even when he wasn't in the room.
Hiya, Whittlin' Willie. How's the whittlin' going?
Hiya, Sonny. Just splendidly, thanks. I'm working on an old dead beach whale. It's gonna be my best work to date.
Will it be for sale?
Will it be for sale? No, it ain't gonna be for sale. I'm an artiste, dagnabbit. Besides, if I hang on to it for a while, maybe it'll be worth a bundle someday. Now scram.
It's a nice picture of a pussycat laying on its back. This is a brand that used to be popular. Considering that there's nothing for sale here, you wonder why Chester even bothers keeping these brown paper sacks around.
Score!
You take a complimentary paper bag. The sign says, O'Hanahan's Barber Shop. Like all proud, red-blooded Italian-Irish-American barbers, Salvatore O'Hanahan is extremely proud of his pole. Actually, he almost had to give it up when they levied an expensive poll tax. The sign proclaims this as the post office. Someone with a higher IQ than most of the folks in town correctly painted sheriff here. The sign says tall and thin shop, and hey, it's right. That's just about the tallest and thinnest shop you've ever seen. The sign says PP's Playhouse, or it used to anyway. Now it looks more like PP's Dlayhouse. The sign says Pharkas Pharmacy. This must be the place. It's Dominic, one of your part-time Native American employees. He works under the professional name Runnin' Gag. The union told you that you had to have a cigar store-style Indian out in front when you opened your pharmacy. But since there were lots of out-of-work real Indians in the neighborhood, you decided it would be politically correct to hire them.
Morning, Dominic.
Morning, Freddy.
What's new?
Let's see. I finished reading A Century of Dishonor last night. Quite impressive. That Helen Hunt Jackson really knows how to evoke an image of the white man's treachery. Do you know how many treaties your people have signed and then broken in the past 20 years alone?
Excuse me, I heard someone calling me or something.
The snot-nosed brat adds a lot to the charm of downtown Coarse Gold. It's the old abandoned assay office, once owned by a subsidiary of the old abandoned mine company. Before the mine shut down, this is where you got your nuggets appraised. Now you have to go to Madam's for that. This is the old red schoolhouse, one of the few buildings that still seems solid and safe. This is the corner of Main and Education Street. The assay office and the schoolhouse are on the west and east sides of the street respectively. Clutter prevents your passage to the south.
Hello, Weebix. How are you this morning?
She pointedly stares away from you, counting to herself and looking just a bit peeved.
1, 5, 9, 33, 4, 7.5, 2, 6. I've confused you now, haven't I?
Weebix's eyes get very large and well up with tears. She sets her jaw firmly and keeps jumping, starting with 1. You are not proud of yourself. This is the corner of Main and Education Street. The assay office and the schoolhouse are on the west.
Penelope!
Hold on, at least wait till she's out of the schoolhouse. It's Penelope Prim, full-time school marm, full-time single frontier woman, and part-time heartthrob. How does she do it all? Easy. She's incredibly uptight and has numerous stress-related diseases.
Oh, Penelope!
She ignores you. Looks like Penelope's headed inside the school for a while.
Oh, Penelope!
She ignores. This big old water tower was previously used by the train station. Now it's junk. Main Street comes to an end here in the thick, mucky swamp. Beyond it lies the old, abandoned mine. Over yonder's the old, abandoned miner's commissary, where the miners used to eat before the mine closed down. Of course, the food over there is as fresh now as the day it was made. Chances are you'll need that. Don't be tossing it into the swamp. Chances are something awful and fetid is bubbling up in great big blurps from the murky depths of the swamp. It's the last train to Coarse Gold, and it's sunken at the station. Main Street comes to an end here. This big old water tower. This is the corner of Main and It's a long plank firmly attached to some sort of axle, allowing one side to pivot upwards while the other side descends. When the kids play on it, one of them teeters at the top and the other totters at the bottom. Say, you've got an idea for what you could call this thing.
A kiddie polt! Penelope!
Freddy, how nice to see you. Did you leave work just to come see me?
Yeah. Just being able to look at you makes my day seem to fly by.
Penelope titters and tilts her head coyly.
Oh, you do know how to flatter a girl, don't you? Now you get back to work so you'll have enough money to take me to the Sadie Hawkins Day dance next week.
As you wish, m'lady.
Oh.
Hello again, Penelope.
Freddy, you rogue! Courting a girl in broad daylight and all. Why, I'm going to get a reputation.
I just needed to hear the music of your voice. Now I can muddle through the rest of the day with the memory of your smile and your kind voice.
You do lard it on, don't you? You make me all giggly.
Only because I love to hear you laugh.
The pharmacy door is locked. This ain't Mayberry, partner. You can barely...
Hey, this looks just like the key to the front door of my pharmacy.
Chesterfield's sturdy brown paper bags are suitable for penny candy, two-penny nails, and half-pint containers of Danny's Sour Mash-flavored yogurt, the kind with the whiskey on the bottom. It's an empty can of beans. Why would Mom keep an empty can of beans on her shelf? Well, Mom's memory ain't what it used to be. The door key's got a nice heft to it.
Score!
You unlock the door. Ta-da! 500 points. You're halfway through the game. It's the president's wife. She's the head of the Just Say No to Ether campaign. Ah, your diploma from the University of Hicksville School of Apothecary Sciences and other good guesses. The old alma mater. What memories. The top shelf is where you keep all the newest, most scientifically advanced medications safe from shoplifters. Dr. Winterhalter's Magnetic Effluvium Tonic. Professor Munson's Deep Wound Iodine Salt Bomb. A little goes a long way. And Chaz Burksquire, Ph.D.'s Effervescent Enema Granules. Here on the second shelf, close at hand, is where you keep the most expensive medicines out of reach of New York. On the upper shelf of the right display case, you keep some of your hot sellers. Prospector's Pride Uranium Hair Highlighter. Her Majesty's second favorite Real Cream Toffee Lumps. Where'd you get those rosy cheeks face pincers? Chapspit Mucous Membrane Astringent Balm, Old Crater Face's Arsenic Complexion Tablets, and Smathers & Smathers Scrape Me Off the Ceiling Lord Jalapeno Arthritis Rub. This multi-instrument piano roll style juke machine is called a symphonium. Trouble is, the company that sold it to you went out of business after producing only one roll. And how many times can a person listen to Does Your Chewing Tobacco Lose Its Flavor on the bedpost overnight?
Frederick!
Why, Miss Prim, you sure are looking purty today.
Now, Frederick, you may call me Penelope if you please. After all, I think we're to that point in our relationship.
She must be talking about the hayride you both went on last month. Or the square dance you both went to last week. Or the cow tipping expedition you both went on last night.
Well then, to what do I owe the pleasure of your company this fine morning?
Oh, this isn't a social call, I'm afraid. I have this rather important prescription Doc Gillespie gave me. I was hoping you could fill it as soon as possible.
My pleasure, Penelope. I sure have been having a swell time with you these past few weeks, Penelope.
Why, thank you, Frederick. I have too.
I do believe I have a growing affection for you.
That's sweet of you, Frederick. I think you're very cute. For a pharmacist, that is. Considering you've only got one ear. And you're scrawnier than the other men in town.
She thinks I'm cute. She really thinks I'm cute.
Why, the poor dear. She must be suffering from the vapors, those injurious exhalations produced within the body, creating feelings of hypochondria and depression. Her prescription is in Doc's usual scrawl and smells of whiskey, so you know it's authentic. Ah, scrap. You study Penelope's prescription and prepare to carefully fill it. You wouldn't want to make a mistake with her medicine. You carefully label the container, Miss Penelope Prim, for internal use only. And what internals they are, you dream about them day and night. You can't.
Thank you, Frederick. This looks perfect. You are a scholar and a gentleman.
Aw, shucks. I'm just a poor pharmacist trying to please my favorite customer. Will I see you again soon?
I think that can be arranged, Frederick. See you soon.
I'll be waiting. So long now, Penelope.
Unfortunately, you were so taken with Penelope's angelic presence that you forgot to charge her the 19 cents she owed you.
Good day, Freddy. Freddy Pharkas.
Well, good day to you, Ms. Back. What can I do for you today?
Well, Freddy Pharkas, Doc Gillespie, that no-good gin-soaked sodden old lush, wrote me this damn prescription that'll probably cost me an arm and a leg. Here, take it. The rot gut from that old wino doctor is making my new ensemble stink to high heaven, I want to tell you.
Helen Back's prescription is barely legible due to all the whiskey spots, but you eventually decipher it.